Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Kayla Sierra, hosted by yours truly. I am so excited to be here with you guys. You have no idea how long I've wanted to start this channel and things not working out when I wanted to plan out. So the fact that I am here today is such a blessing. And once again, I'm so grateful for you guys for being here and coming on this journey with me. Before we get into the book review, once again, I would like to formally introduce myself. I am Kayla Sierra. I'm 22 years old. I am currently living in Florida, although I am originally from Georgia. I go to Full Sail University for creative writing, and I will be getting my bachelor's in November. The kind of content you guys can expect from me will be about books, lifestyle, and vlogs. Books will range around from reviews, talking about character development, prose, the kind of genres I like to read. Lifestyle will be about modeling, makeup, and cooking. The modeling and makeup will go hand in hand with each other, and cooking is just because your girl likes to eat and she can throw down in the kitchen now. Stay tuned for that. And the vlogs will surround around my journey being a social media manager. I already have one client who is amazing, and she is my mother. I hope as I learn more and I develop more skills, I gain more clients, of course, and I will also be pursuing a career within the film industry. Being at Full Sail University has given me such an amazing education, and I hope to apply what I've learned within the film industry. A few fun facts about me: I am a believer, so shout out to my brothers and sisters in Christ. I love God with everything in me. As y'all can see behind me, I love Funko Pops, and I'm hoping to buy more, and you guys will see the entire collection soon. I'm covering some of them up, but I will give you guys an insight on every Funko Pop that I have. And lastly, I really like watching international shows. I love watching telenovelas, Chinese dramas, and Turkish shows, and I will put up a few of my favorite on the screen so you guys can check them out. All right, y'all, I'm not gonna delay no more. Let's get into this book review. I am so excited to be talking about this book. I was hooked from beginning to end, and that book is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I will put up a synopsis of the book on the screen so you guys can pause and read that. This is not my first Rebecca Yarros book. As you can see next to me, hopefully, I have Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and absolutely love those books. I got a friend of mine to read them and my sister, and they both love them. I first heard about The Last Letter on TikTok. I always saw this book in Barnes & Noble when I went in, but I always looked past it and I never picked it up. But seeing it so many times on TikTok, book talk for all my readers, I finally was like, I'm gonna give it a chance, because the way they described it, I was like, this seems like my sort of books, and I felt connected to it as well. So I went on to Barnes & Noble, as we all do, and finally bought it, and here we are. The genres for this book are romance and military fiction. It has 424 pages and 30 chapters. I read this book in 2 days and gave it a 5-star rating. I would like to go ahead and give a warning. There might be a few spoilers ahead. I will do my best not to spoil anything too big, but as we all know, sometimes it happens. Be warned. These characters are very interconnected, so I'm gonna break it down so you guys can understand. Ella and Ryan are siblings, they're brother and sister. Maisley and Colt are Ella's twin kids, and Beckett is Ryan's best friend. So we've got a little best friend sibling trope in there, which I absolutely love. A few of the other tropes are secret identity, single mom, small town, and sick child. It follows the love story of Ella and Beckett. Ella is 24 and she's also a single mom. She had the kids when she was 19. Their father left and divorced her when she found out she was pregnant, and she's been raising them primarily by herself with the help of their grandmother before she passed away, and she now runs her grandmother's B&B in Colorado. And so honestly, Ella was giving very much boss woman. She was holding down the fort, she was taking care of them kids, and that's the one thing that I absolutely love about Ella in this book, is that she loves her kids. The embodiment of being a mother is so well written within this book. She does everything she can for them, and she even gives more of herself than she can even offer to make sure that they have everything that they need. And so Rebecca did a really good job with Ella's character. She's one of my favorite parts of the book entirely. With all that being said, this really isn't a spoiler because it says it in the synopsis, but Ryan unfortunately is killed in action, and he pleads with Beckett to go to Colorado and help Ella with the kids because she's not going to ask for help, and she really doesn't want any help. and with the situation regarding the kids, with one of them having an illness and having cancer, and just the weight of the world is on her shoulders. So Ryan asks Beckett to please go and be there for her, and that's exactly what Beckett does. He leaves the force, although he's still in the force. I don't want to misspeak. He's still in the force, but he takes a leave of absence, and he goes and he takes his dog Havoc, and he shows up, and obviously, you know, Ella is like, oh no, like I don't need any help, of course, and I don't want Ryan's help because her and Ryan have had a very strained relationship, because for Ella, everyone she's ever loved has left her. Her deadbeat daddy left, the parents died, the grandmother, and then Ryan went to go serve. So she is ultimately all alone. The only family she has are her kids. So she's going to protect them very viciously, and that's what she does. Finding out that one of the kids had cancer was honestly my first strike with this book, because I was like, what possessed Rebecca to give this sweet innocent child an illness that attacked them so greatly? And I will say, she did not hold back in how the child suffered and everything. She went in detail. But finding out the kid had neuroblastoma was so shocking and like took me for a loop. I was completely like, let me read that again. I think I read that wrong, but it's in there, it happened. And so that whole journey, watching the kid go through everything, doctor's appointments, and watching Ella having to juggle with always wanting, you know, of course, being with the kid, going to hospital appointments, things like that, but then also trying to be there for the other twin because they weren't sick, and obviously the twin wanted to be with the other twin and everything. She really needed Beckett's help, and she was ultimately grateful for Beckett because he made himself available whenever she needed him. He was right there. He would drop what he was doing and he'd be like, I am there for you and these kids. But, which was the part that really made me upset in the book, Ella doesn't know that she's been talking to Beckett for months. They have been talking to each other as pen pals really since the beginning almost. But she believes who she's been talking to is named Chaos. She doesn't know that Chaos and Beckett are the same person. And so watching Beckett feel guilty about like not telling her, and also knowing information about like her situation and things like that, that obviously Beckett wouldn't know, Chaos would know, and trying to help Ella while also not trying to like step on her feet and things like that. Because I will say, Ella is a snappy person. She didn't want any help. She was, I'm gonna do it by myself. I got this, I can handle it. And I was very much yelling at the book like, girl, if you don't let this man help you, like this fine man is here volunteering to help you, and obviously your brother is the one who asked him to help. She didn't know that. She knew that Ryan told Beckett to come down and help. I was just like, please, like you need to rest. Please just slow down. But the kids absolutely, like, they took to Beckett so fast, especially their dog. Colt and Maisie loved Havoc so much, and I was like, exactly, you cannot separate them now. He is here and he's not going nowhere. One of my other frustrations with this book was how much of a jerk Ella's ex-husband was. Like, he left her pregnant and 19. He didn't offer any help for her before the kid was sick and not after. He was just a complete jerk. Him and his parents, trash. I also was upset about how long it took for Ella to finally find out that Chaos and Beckett were the same person. And ultimately, it wasn't even him who told her. So that was also what blew me, because we all have read books where there's this really big piece of information that the character A needs to find out, but character B is holding out on them. And then somehow some situation or character C blurts it out, and now A and B are fighting because B should have been the one to tell A. So yeah, I was very upset about that, because I was begging Beckett to finally tell Ella, because Ella has trust issues like I have never seen. This girl doesn't trust anybody. So the way she was so willing to let Beckett take the kids and do stuff with them, and to have him around so often and let them all get attached, I was like, this is not going to end well. And it never ends well. Like I said in the beginning, this book had me hooked from beginning to end. I never wanted to put it down. I read it in 2 days, so I think that goes to show how much I really loved it. And I actually recommended it to a friend of mine who read it and was pretty mad with me after she read it, because I will say I cried like a baby reading this book. I sobbed, probably like you would have thought someone I knew, someone close to me, had died. That's how hard I was crying, and I called her crying. And so she had already had the book because I told her to buy it. And so then when she read it, she was very upset with me because she was sobbing and crying. And we both agreed that we're ready to read it again because it's a great story. Besides all of like the heartbreak that's in there, it's an amazing story. It's very well written. The characters are so well developed, and they each have a flaw, and they both overcome their flaw in the end. And I can't even express how much love is poured into this book between all of the characters and their passion for one another and the support that everyone has. I was so appreciative to read something like that because sometimes in romances, the love isn't believable. And I believed every feeling that Ella and Beckett had for each other from beginning to end completely. I have detailed some of my dislikes. There is one that is probably one of the biggest spoilers I could give, and I'm not going to tell you guys because I want you guys to read it yourselves and experience for yourselves. So I will keep it to myself, I promise. But that completely almost ruined the book for me. I was ready to throw the book away and DNF it and just be like, I'm done. I was gonna forget about its existence. And if anyone asked me about it, I'd have been like, what? I've never heard of that book. Don't know her, never met her. Oh well. There are a few spicy scenes in this book. If that's not your thing, I would recommend you just skim past them. Fortunately, there's not too many of them, and they're not really that long. So you don't have to worry about this whole detailed like sex scene. They're very minimum. There's only a few. So I would just say skim past them and you'll be fine. All in all, I loved and hated this book. It was a complete roller coaster from beginning to end, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is in need for a refreshing romance, but also something that is going to make you feel and that is going to make you connect with these characters on a very deep and passionate level. Since this was my first book by Rebecca that wasn't Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, I'm very happy to say that I am definitely interested in her other books that she's written. If you guys have any recommendations for books written by Rebecca, please feel free to DM me on Instagram or put them in the comments below. I will be so happy to check them out. And if you decide to buy this book and read it, please let me know. I will be there through every step of the way. I will cry and laugh and bicker with you throughout the entire thing. Don't worry, you won't have to go through it alone. That is the end of today's book review. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all had as much fun as I did. For more information about The Last Letter and other books written by Rebecca Yarros, I will put her website link in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel and share this with all your friends. I have been Kayla Sierra, and I will see you in the next video.